everyone, welcome. I am really small in this screen now because we had some technical issues today trying to change things from where we were yesterday. But that's okay. I am going to actually probably just get up and fix the camera because it was really exciting, and I'm just going to fix it while I'm talking to y'all. Because it's awesome. So let's just do this, because that'll be better, and then I can't zoom in anymore. So we're just gonna have to deal with that kind of angle. How's that? Is that better? That's better. Welcome everyone to Behind the Screen, another episode. I'm sporting my awesome shirt that Melanie, the wonderful Melanie, who also played Isla, and Callie bought me for Father's Day. My D&D shirt, I'm wearing my D&D hat. I'm all on brand, as usual. And today we're just doing a Q&A. This is an open Q&A session for all of y'all. And it also says episode 12, Tides of Wildemount, because I was late getting here. I gave Joel I busted his chops for being late for Player's Table, and here I am being a little late for this, which is pretty funny. I'm just going to change the stream info here real quick and then do some announcements. There it is. All right, and I'm going to get your questions here, which will be great. From the mighty Shadster and Prometheus. You guys have already, I saw questions coming in earlier today, which is crazy. Like we have a bunch already kind of queued up. Oh, how was your week, guys? We were around the table for the first time last night all together again. It was glorious. It was wonderful. Only Adam was away, and of course Nora was remote from her home in California, but otherwise we were all here and it was great. It was awesome, Jazzfall says, and it was awesome. It was really fun to have everyone around. I had missed it, but it was like just kind of back to normal, and it was great. And I just really thank our cast for the rules right now for social distancing in our province in Canada is basically that you can have a circle of 10 people that you hang out with all the time, and you can't be part of multiple circles. And so our wonderful cast decided to make the people who are part of our production part of that circle of 10, so negating other people in their circles, and it's just really, really sweet and really awesome. And we just feel the love. That was horrible. And all the support. So thank you everyone for doing it, because it means so much to us. Don't have Sirenscape queued up tonight, but that's okay. I could have Sirenscape queued up tonight, actually. I possibly could, but I don't know. Oh, I will be able to hear it in here. We're going to find out. I might play the sound set that I used last night called Dungeon Crawl. If you guys head to sirenscape.com/RealmSmith and search for RealmSmith in the search bar, you will find all of our sound sets that we have and that we've created for them and for their system. And one of the ones that we used last night was this. Let's see if we can hear it. Not sure if this is going to work. Not sure. Can you guys hear Sirenscape? It may not be working. There's a chance that you guys can hear it and I can't hear it in here. Let me know, folks, in the chat if you can hear Sirenscape right now. You hear it. Is it super loud? Because I don't hear it in the room. No, it's not too loud. Ooh, that's cool. How about File for Trying to Bard? Okay, it's quiet. Okay, we can hear it. Good volume. Okay, good. That is the Dungeon Crawl set. It's like a retro Dungeon Crawl sound set, so you can check that out for your games. couple quick announcements before we dig into the questions. This coming Monday is the finale of Tides of Wildemount for this season. We will be back in October or November for Wildemount again. For you guys have tons of questions regarding the Revelry and how that all works going forward. But bottom line is, it'll be the end of that. We are going to put the Revelry on hold, so all of the upgrades and your ranks and your levels and everything, all the hard work you've done to build your crews, that will hold till next season. So we're going to basically just pause it, freeze it in ice like a super soldier, and we will thaw those out again when it comes back. And then we will find something, we are finding and creating something that will be similar for Into the Mist, because we think the biggest value is for you to kind of walk alongside us and do stuff. And if you guys continue in the Revelry and then we kind of don't, the timelines will be all messed up. And so we wanted to keep that. That was important to us. So yeah, that is that. And for those of you that are wondering what is going on, you can ask in the chat, because everyone will more than happy to explain it to you. Basically, if you subscribe or follow on our channel, you will be entered into the Revelry, which is a community of pirates who are currently role-playing on our Discord, going on quests, adventures, and are also going to take place and part in our finale next week. I told you guys to get your bits fingers ready. And here is the first time you will hear this, probably. Do not tell the players, but this is the first time you'll hear this. And that is that there will be a master shipwright with ties to the Revelry who will be making an appearance in Port de Mali, where most of you and your ships are currently. So keep an eye out for that. You have heard whispers of this person, and they will provide upgrades for your ship that you will spend bits on. And just keep an eye out for that fun thing. And that will help you next week in what's happening. You will hear more about it this week, but they will be showing up in Port de Mali. So check that out, okay? Just wait along that. Mr. Carrot says, like cannon upgrades? Maybe. So we told you it was coming. It is coming. So check that out soon. And then for next week, like I said, it's going to be epic and wonderful. Can't wait to tell you guys how that's going to go. But it's a little premature to do that just yet. We have new masks for our characters. This is my DM face mask that you can see. These are amazing masks. They go under my glasses, or my glasses fog. But they have adjustable straps with this little kind of cool, you can't see that, but this little cool thing that you can pull up and down to adjust. And they have replaceable filters. I don't have them here, but you put a filter in it, so it's got a pocket, and it comes with two filters. We are going to be selling these soon for all of the characters in Tides of Wildemount, as well as Revelry ones as well. So I will let you know soon about all of that and how that will all work. There's also Revelry gear, shirts and such in our store currently, and you can check that out just under our video right now in our merch store on Teespring. And you can find t-shirts and sweatshirts and all kinds of fun stuff, stickers and great stuff for the Revelry. This Thursday, Players Table with Joel, Nolzers on Sunday, and then we are back to our finale. And then we're going to take a couple weeks off to kind of prep for Into the Mist. This Saturday, I don't know what time it is. Hang on, I'm about to find out because I forget what time it is at. But I will be appearing for an hour in the D&D Block Party, which is being run. Let me just bring up that email. It's a D&D Block Party 2020. It is being put on by the Venture Maidens on Twitch, so please check that out. We do have a time, but you can check out the schedule there and find out all about the D&D Block Party. I will be painting for an hour as part of their stream and we're very excited about that. Okay, I've spent a lot of time talking now. I'm not going to talk anymore. Here we go. New questions for today. Tam Good's comment is, thank Ethan for helping me get the picture of your DM avatar, Jason. I will. Iriamis says, Jason, I was so stoked to see a fellow Portuguese in the hobby in such a big way. I have to ask, is your heritage from the islands or continental? Good question. I love these little questions. My mom is from Lisboa, and my dad is from Terceira, which is one of the islands in the Azores. And Portuguese was my first language. I still speak it. I understand it a lot better than I speak it, but I still speak it. And yeah, Viva Portugal. Okay. Deacon Blues Hamilton, serious comment. Jason, Ethan really should host the Kids RP show on RS, just saying. And additionally, Joel made a comment on the Last Players Table about running kids sessions as well, as there was a lot of support in the RS Twitch for this idea. I love the idea. We've thought about it, and it definitely is something that we'll consider for future programming. And I know my son's awesome. Ethan is really great, good kid, super talented, and I hope that he follows in my footsteps. Gary Diamonds, I tried DMing a mission around the island for the squid, and I found the combat worked out well, except for Malgath demolishing everything. Nice going, Shatster. What I had trouble with was the story. What are your suggestions for filling in the little bits and really keeping the players engaged? That's a good one, Gary. That's a pretty loaded question. What I will say, I always try to pull in. I'll speak to engagement. I always try to pull in aspects of the characters' backgrounds or history or whatever to engage them in anything, combat, whatever. Spoiler warning for Tides of Wildemount. Gaziel had a dream based on Pelor and Ukatoa, led them to the island, tied her in. She's invested. Bacalhau, for those, cover your ears if you haven't seen the episode 12, gets into the bottom of the temple, sees that there is a turtle inside the cage, tying into the background his desire to find a mate and die. Snow, part of the original storyline, was his sister was the captain of the Wave Chaser connection. He's invested. So invest your characters by pulling into their backstories and finding ways to pull them in. Don't create some story and then find ways to kind of like get them interested in your story. Take their story, make their story your story. That's my 2 cents. Mr. Carrot asks, how do you come up with prices for items that have no listed price in the books? Google it. There are great, especially magic items. There's great resources for magic items. So that's what I would say. I would say Google it. Usually there's pretty great access to item price lists and things that you can see online. Mr. Yana. Julius. I am tired today, folks. Yana commented, you don't have to read this out loud. But I'm going to anyways. Yes, we know that the episode is a category. Oh, it's still in just chatting? Oh, that's not good. I don't know what happened, folks. For some reason, we're in just chatting and not in D&D. And I am going to go ahead and I'm going to change that. Can I change that midstream? Let's find out, folks. It's a little, we got a little, Twitch 101 here. Dungeons and Dragons. We're going to change it back here. And we're going to hit done. Now we're in Dungeons and Dragons. There you go, Julian. Thank you. You the man. Shout out to all of our moderators, guys, and our production staff, because you guys are awesome. I'm running out of questions here, folks. There's less of them here today. Ask your questions, especially about last night's session. It was nuts. Question from QO Keyleth 123 says, how do character levels work after end of season if subscriptions are maintained? Continue to level up as normal in Discord? So yeah, so imagine that your characters in Darktoe are frozen in ice. Not really, but are just like boop, and they're paused until we continue, and then they will continue to level up there. But your new one, oh wait, I think so. We haven't finalized this yet, but the new ones that you're going to create for Into the Mist will level up with your stuff, I think. Or no, you know what? We're still figuring this out. My thought is that it's probably going to work in a way that whatever loyalty you are will be where your character starts. So your character will continue to level up in the background, I think, for tides, because otherwise it's just too difficult to track. We talked about this. I remember Josh and Julian and I talking about this. So we're probably going to do that and just allow it to level up, because it's too hard to kind of like backtrack and figure out loyalty and all that stuff. And I don't know if we'll do that. So we'll figure it out. Captain Raposa Prometheus says, spoiler, you can share if you want. I'm going to read it first. Ooh, here we go. Ready, guys? I am going to read this. I'm going to share this. For those of you Revelry pirates in Port Damali looking for ship upgrades, the legendary shipwright Jost Chamberlain has surfaced from his Concord-imposed exile with his elite team of artificers and journeyman shipwrights. Chamberlain has set up a secret shipyard in the hidden harbor of Port Damali. An ally of the Revelry, he will send agents out to let Revelry captains know of the upgrades he can provide for their ships. Very cool. Man, I love our community. You guys are awesome. Okay. Mr. Carrot, what do you think of all the crazy antics we have been getting up to in the Discord? So, Mr. Carrot, I think it's amazing. I don't hear it all, because you have to imagine that you guys have only certain access to certain channels, only the ship that you're a part of, so on. I have access to everything, so I just get, if I were to have notifications on for everything, I just get inundated by all of it. So I have to manage my notifications carefully. But what I do catch, I love it, and the mods tell me about it, and what I don't manage to catch, I absolutely adore what you guys are doing and how you're involved in the community right now and in the story. It's great. Tam Good says, how do you think that the group will be with Janice and Jana now that they know they are evil? Everyone's pirates, so frankly, there's kind of an understanding with the Revelry. With our party, I don't know. Obviously, Gaziel is disturbed by it. Quite disturbed by it. I don't know how that's going to go, frankly. I don't know how she's going to be able to kind of consolidate that in her brain. And I think Gaziel, who is someone who is very black and white, I think, in her faith and in her the way she does things, now has to kind of is starting to see the world in grays, which is really, really cool. And I love that. Okay. Rowan Wolf asks, was there a game you've played where the DM or players gave you a lesson in what not to do as a DM? Oh gosh, constantly. I am constantly learning how to be a better DM by DMing. Every session I learn new lessons. But you're saying, I wonder if you're saying like as an example. Yeah, sure, I've seen mistakes other DMs have made that have taught me as a player, mistakes I've made at the table that have made me a better DM. I'm constantly learning, and it's such a wonderful, especially rules. It's so hard to know all of the rules of D&D. I'm nowhere close, but I do my best, and that should often be enough for your players as long as you're willing to learn it and are teachable. Question from FinK213. Do you have any advice for running one-shots? Keeping things within a shorter window has always been challenging for me. One-shots are really hard. The one shot that I ran was, and it wasn't totally a one shot because our players continued into Wildemount, but the one shot we ran was the prologue, and that was quite challenging. It's really hard to have characters who exist only once and have those players actually feel invested in those characters for that time. But I have run lots of other one-shots. I ran one for my birthday a couple years ago with brand new players. I ran one recently with brand new players. I've run many one-shots, and I think it is important to... I always find what I plan ends up being like 150% of what I actually need, like 50% more. I'm always that's the case, and so, which is okay because then it means that I prep less next time. But if you're doing a one shot and you're trying to kind of fit it into a smaller area, a smaller session in an evening, focus on one thing. Focus on one encounter. What's one problem to solve? What's one thing that you want the players to accomplish? And then build around that thing. And then if they start going through it faster, you can always add random encounters. You can always add extra stuff. But always focus, make sure it's focused on one thing. That's my opinion. From Redbeard76, do you think this group will continue this campaign? I'm assuming you mean Tides of Wildemount? Absolutely, 100%. They love it. They're enjoying it. And I'd be sad to see these characters go by the wayside after kind of the connections they've made. So I imagine they absolutely would. Malgath, were you surprised at how long it took the players to figure out the puzzles? Yes, actually. I thought the puzzles might be too easy and they'd breeze through them. I did not expect. And what I didn't factor, frankly, was the time that fear would play in hesitancy, if that makes sense. So I didn't think that they would be so hesitant to do certain things based on their environment. Like opening the coffins, I thought they'd just go in there and open the coffins. But it took them a while to do that for that prismatic pool puzzle. And so for me, that took longer than I expected, for sure. Absolutely. Sidifar asks, does Jason fancy rolling a character to join us in Discord? I would love to. I do play the Playing King, so you folks know, it hasn't happened too often, but the captains have access to the Throne Roost, and I play the Playing King. I've played him twice now, once in the wedding, and once when I was called and beckoned by Malgath and some of our captains. I won't tell you who, and I won't tell you what, because that's part of the perk of being a captain. But that is enough for me. I'm crazy busy prepping for sessions and all of that kind of stuff. So, and I do come in and have fun every once in a while and play some NPCs, but to actually roll a character and come and play would be a lot, especially not having kind of been immersed. But I do love jumping in as NPCs and kind of having fun, listening in and doing those sorts of things is really great for me. Malgat says, producer fight, Gator Jules, Wicknin, honestly, the fact that you think I'm a bigger rules lawyer than yourself is comedic. I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure. It sounds funny. I don't know what's going on. Something's going on. Question from Gary Diamonds. Will Rome be back for Into the Mist Season 2? We are currently finalizing our cast for Into the Mist, and we will be announcing that soon. So as soon as that happens, we will be announcing exactly who is coming back and who is potentially not, and all of that kind of stuff. But it'll be great. Either way, it's gonna be so much fun. A lot of the characters that were in the first season will be back for season 2. Wilkinen is Josh. Gator Jules is Julian. Right. Got it. I forgot that his name's Wilkinen. I don't know why I forgot that, but yeah, he doesn't use that anywhere else, so it's hard to, yeah, anyways. Right, so at Wilkinen and Gator Jewels, honestly, the fact, so Gator Jewels 2, Josh said, honestly, the fact that you think I'm a bigger rules lawyer than yourself. I think Julian is actually a bigger rules lawyer than Josh is. I think he's a bit more of a stickler for the rules. I'm going to side with Josh on this one. That's going to cause a bigger fight. Mr. Carrot asks, do you have a favorite D&D setting? Curse of Strahd is my favorite, I think, right now. I love Wildemount, but Curse of Strahd just because of my past in it. I playing as a kid, and that gothic horror setting is really great. But Wildemount is definitely second, I think, followed by the Forgotten Realms. Night Road asks, have you ever had someone roll a character who completely clashes with the campaign? How have you addressed it? Yes, I have. So there's two things there. I think you're asking if the character clashes with the campaign or if the player clashes. If the player clashes, that's an out-of-game conversation you need to have to kind of explain the rules of the table and how to conduct themselves. So that's a separate thing. A character that clashes, I've had many characters that clash with not the campaign, but the purpose or the view of the rest of the group. Roan was one of those counterculture characters who constantly kind of questioned the other characters' motives, which is great. That's good role play. That's within the experience. And so I like a character animosity and drama because it helps to build a greater story and build and strengthen characters. You saw Bacalhau and Gaziel go at it last night over the way she's been treating him. And she was taken aback, didn't even realize really that it was happening, which was interesting. So there was obviously a clash there, which was a lot of fun. But how do you deal with it? Like, if their character is being adversarial just to be adversarial, and going against the grain just to bug other people, I've had that happen too. I won't say who, but I played with somebody previously who kind of liked to push my buttons as a player, as a character, liked to push my character buttons to get to me as a player, and for me that ruined my fun. So there's something to be said for making sure that everyone at the table is having fun, and the motives in which somebody is playing their character. If they're playing their character just to bug the players at the table, that is also, I think personally, a conversation that needs to happen. And just say, listen, you know what, everyone else needs to have fun too, and so we kind of need to pull it back a little bit, because now people aren't having fun, and we know you're just doing it just to kind of be a putz. And talk to them about their character and their character evolution and involvement. That's my suggestion. Redbeard asks, have you ran an all-evil party? I have not run an all-evil party before. It sounds daunting and crazy. And a little bit exciting. Oh gosh. Back to my yawning again, guys. It was that late night last night after we ordered pizza and talked about the session and all that stuff. So, and it was a lot of prep going into last night's session, both from a DM perspective and from a technical perspective. So, it's been it was a long weekend. Looking forward to rest tonight. Roman Wolf, maybe Jason should ask us things. LOL. I could ask you things. That's a great question. I'm going to flip the script a little bit here. And if you want to answer the question I'm going to ask you, this is great. If you're going to answer it, write answer in capital letters, and I will have the moderators post them in the Discord here for me. My first question to you as the community, this is great, is good idea, Roman Wolf. What campaign have you enjoyed more so far? Into the Mist or Tides of Wildemount? You can add your answer there. and let me know. I'd like to hear, and why. So if you say one or the other, you can say one or the other. That's fine. You can sound off and say one or the other, but I'd like to hear why. And this helps us to kind of figure out what to do as RealmSmith moving forward too. Jasfell says Tides of Wildemount. I'm in the chat here, so I can see what's going on. Tides of Wildemount for Roman because of the Discord interaction. Tides of Wildemount for Redbeard. Wildemount because I was familiar with it, Sakura says. The Discord is awesome. Answer, Into the Mist. Prometheus says, while I have enjoyed both, I enjoy the darker atmosphere of Strahd. Tides of Wildemount from Hulk Reality. Tides of Wildemount, the character comedy between new players and regular cast is very funny. Tides of Wildemount. Into the Mist is my favorite setting. Tides of Wildemount, I start with Tides and I'm going back to Mists now. Tides has been more interactive since I'm watching live instead of afterwards. Right. Okay, so that's interesting. So most people are saying Tides of Wildemount. I do wonder how much the Discord, though, has an effect on how much people are enjoying the campaign. So, yeah, interesting. So I'd love to get thoughts on... I'd love to get thoughts from people on whether or not if Wildemount didn't have the Discord. I know it's hard to do that, but imagine a Wildemount without a Discord. It's a sad place to live, but imagine it. What would that make a difference if there wasn't a Discord? Just from pure entertainment, character development, campaign, which would you say is your favorite? And if that does change it for anybody who already kind of posted their vote. I am trying to see the comments here, but my browser is acting up, folks. I may need to refresh, and I'm going to lose some of these answers. Can the mods just repost any that in the Discord that I haven't seen since the last one that I mentioned there? Sorry, guys. I don't know why my browser is doing this. It's being ridiculous right now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go off Discord. I can't look at them. Okay. Mr. Carrot says, I would say the Discord has had a huge impact on how much we have enjoyed Tides. It's personally helped me more than I can describe. Thank you, Mr. Carrot, for saying so, and I've heard that a lot. QO Health 123 says, really enjoy supporting the campaign mission with the cast in Discord. Hulk Reality says Tides of Wildemount. He's not on the Discord. Deacon Blues Hamilton says Wildemount is an expansive world and relatively still unknown, so more opportunity to create whatever type of game you want. That is so true. Gnomish Arcane says the creepy factor of Into the Mist puts it over the edge for me. Those ghost kids chilled me. Good. And there's more to come, folks. More to come. And I do hope that though you folks, the majority, it sounds like Tides of Wildemount is actually the preferred kind of thing, which we expected it would be, that you guys will still join us for Into the Mist. Sakura says, I think the Discord has a lot to do for me, but yeah, the characters from Into the Mist were really more interesting because I'd never play ones like them. Interesting. Let's not forget Order of Dragon Spain. Yeah, it was great. Brandon is such a great DM. And that was so much fun to play. Okay, so I'm getting the feeling that most people liked Tides of Wildemount better than Into the Mist. I didn't expect so much of a divide, but that is interesting. If there was one thing that you could change about our streams, either campaign, whether it be technically or story or campaign setting. I want complete honesty here, folks. This is your ability to speak into our world as we're bringing this season to the end, to a finality, and we've already finished Into the Mist. What would that be? And again, folks, honesty. I want honesty. I can handle it. I'm a big boy. I already saw one that I would agree with. Audio. A lot of people are saying audio. We had major problems with audio last night, folks. Listening to it back, there was issues. Into the Mist was much better, and so we got to figure that out again now that we're back at the table. So I apologize for that. Right now, sorry guys, it's mono as well for this because I was last minute trying to figure out the whole audio thing. Let me look through here, through the chat. Finke213 says, really enjoying both. Only started to catch live near the middle of Curse of Strahd, so being able to catch this live was more awesome, and I cannot pass up Pirates, of course. Just False says, I really enjoy the characters in Tides of Wildemount. The interactions between Gaziel and a new player has been fresh. True. While I do love Tides, I am chomping at the bit to play Into the Mist. Good. So that's Mr. Carrot. Cool. Night Road says, definitely looking forward to Mists. Just enjoying Tides more since I started watching the streams with Tides. Gotta love Falford Into the Mist. He's great. Fix your audio. Agree. Playing Greyhawk, Zerathon says. Longer episodes. Oh, man. 3 hours is quite a bit. We are doing a 4-hour episode on Monday. First time hearing that. We will be doing a 4-hour finale on Monday for all of you. Microphone quality. Snow and Yana were hard to pick up last night. I agree. We have to fix that. Maintain and grow the diversity of the cast. Prometheus Bound. I agree, and that is one that is incredibly important to us. There's a couple things. First off, these are my friends who I've invited to play, and they represent the friends that I have in my circle who play D&D. And we've brought in diversity and people of different races and different sexes and all that kind of stuff. And we want to continue to do that as much as possible. We want it to be natural. We don't want it to be forced because the quality of the stream is important to us. And so that is something that we are constantly mindful of. Thank you, for Prometheus, for saying that. There is nothing you could do that you're not doing now. It's awesome. Hulk Reality says, keep up the good work. Redbeard says that we could all say thank you and everyone who plays in both groups. Oh, that's nice. Hero Forge Minis! More Hero Forge Minis, I like that. We have some more coming for Into the Mist. We are designing them right now and having them printed. So, Gary Diamond says, I can't think of anything. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Roman Wolf says, no more fan guest stars. We're looking to do that more, guys. Deacon Blue says, episode length is fine, but maybe longer season. You are doing a great job. I would like to see RS have other DMs. No offense to you, but you can do it. You can't do it all, and have them start streams under the RS brand. We've talked about that too, Deacon. Thank you for saying that. We're looking into potentially doing all that. And just so you know, Into This will be a longer season because we're going from mid-July to the end of October. So August, September, October, it'll be like 3.5 months rather than the 3 months that we usually do, because we want to have a Halloween episode in Curse of Strahd. And then we'll go back to Tides. Video quality options. Since last Zexa says Tides of Wildemount stream is locked. I don't know why it would be locked at 1080. Because I thought you could always stream down. I'm not sure why that is. We'll have to look into that. Maybe our mods can look into that a little bit, or our production crew can look into that a little bit and find out why that is. Mr. Carrot says, keep being yourselves. Above all, we love you all. Love that. Night Road's question, 4-hour Monday, starting early or staying late? Staying late, guys. We can't start early because the D&D stream only allows us to go from 7 on p.m. Eastern. So we'll go an hour late. The problem is they also have something after us. So we'll continue on our channel. Episode length is fine. Longer seasons you guys are asking for. I like it. Comment, anywhere good people are rolling dice, I'll be watching Tides or Mists. Thank you, Redbeard, for saying that. Small disclaimer, we do 3-hour episodes as that is... Okay, that was Wilkinen, which is Josh. I know that now. Question, dressing up for Halloween? Maybe. Oh, maybe only partners are able to stream down. Huh. Interesting. Okay. There you go. Josh has an answer for us. That's great. Thank you, Josh, for answering that for us. All right. Thank you, guys. I like that. You know what? I'm going to do that more often. We're going to have You know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do, guys. Next player's table. So after the finale, we're supposed to be taking weeks off. So I don't know if this is the last player's table before Into the Mist. I don't think so. We'll talk about it, but maybe next Tuesday, if we do player's table next Tuesday, maybe I'll do like a wrap up. Yeah, you know what? We'll do it. We'll do player's table next Tuesday for sure, because you guys are going to have questions about the campaign and stuff. But we'll do half hour of questions, and then we'll do a half hour of feedback. And I'll have questions for you folks regarding certain things that I'd love for us to know and hear, because we want to continue to make this for you and you to enjoy it, and it's really important to hear that feedback from you all. So I appreciate all of that. Again, guys, Thursday night, player's table with Joel Auger. Sunday we'll be back here painting again for Nolzur's Marvelous Tutorials with RealmSmith. And then, of course, on Saturday, I will be D&D Block Party. I will be painting one of the slots. You can check that out, Venture Maidens, for that. And then on Monday for our 4-hour Tides of Wildemount finale. It's going to be epic. Last night was crazy. We will all be at the table, hopefully, as we were mostly last night. And it was just such a blast to be back there, and so great. Thank you, everyone. You guys have a wonderful evening. Be safe, stay safe, and hopefully the world will be a better place in the next month as it is continuing to seemingly improve in a number of different ways. Thanks, guys. You guys have a good night, and we will see you soon. Bye.